What happens if you combine murder with abstraction, with schizophrenia, with broken marriage, with religions, with hallucination, and Japan for some reason?
Huh?
Then we got the Indigo Parallel. Let's see what's this game about.
Status, not normal. Something is off.
I can say with confidence at the time of uploading this video that Indigo Parallel is the most abstracted, weirdest game I have ever played in my entire life. So if you want hours and hours of confusion, this game is suggested. But my mind is like a race that always tries to process and put different pieces together. So of course, during the whole gameplay of it, I was trying my best to make sense of everything that is happening in the game, including have a map functions, which I almost cracked it down though, and some of them are orange and never figured out how those oranges works, and maybe those oranges are really oranges. Maybe they are condition of oranges. Either way, I cracked most of the map on how it works, but from the get-go you get that so many things are abstracted in this game. It's not your day-to-day usual game. And my mind wasn't trying to make sense of its lore at the start. I was like, well, this is a weird game, so let's see how it can get through it. But the more I gonna, it's something felt up, and my mind was like, why does it feel up? Why is it there's something to be make sense of in here? And I get to this line.
The psychologist told me I had a mental disorder. I told the psychologist, no, I am just different. No, Daisy, I will not take those pills. Those pills are killing me.
Which made me thinking, okay, there's a schizophrenia going on here. Immediately I was like, okay, it makes sense. So many of the maps are looking like a schizophrenic episode, no questions asked. But how the lore goes, if you planned out the schizophrenia part, you obviously planned every part of it. Obviously you're trying to make a maze through the schizophrenic episodes. So I was like, okay, let's crack it down. I started going all the routes, and I was like, okay, this is how this is how this is, and there's New Tokyo, and so yeah, it is placed in Tokyo. The Chris Dyalla, the creator of the game, later on have said that it's because he just likes Japanese culture. Putting a schizophrenic person in a Japanese city is not really a compliment, you know? Either way, but obviously there's a marriage going around, because one of the characters said this. But this couple's color hasn't changed a lot.
Pills. I don't like you when you are like this. If you want to make this work, please take your pills.
Meet Daisy. Took so long to understand who is Daisy, because of course a flower name who gets abstracted to a flower. Duh. And I was dumb to notice it at the start. And there's a whole mushroom thing in the hand of Daisy, which I get to it. First, I need to crack down the broken marriage here, because Daisy have said this.
You know, I always wanted kids. Did he buy me a ring? God, I hope not.
I hope not. So Daisy obviously is not our wife yet. Maybe it is our wife, but it says buy me a ring, so it's before marriage. She is either someone that we are stuck, someone we are obsessed with, which is common with people with schizophrenia, or maybe she is someone that rejected us before and we just keep coming back harder. I couldn't understand where this is coming from. Then Daisy said about carrying, Daisy said about having a baby, and immediately it was obvious that you are a husband and wife. The point is, first, Chris, if she didn't want to marry this guy, why would you marry to be later on disappointed? That seems like a plot hole here. I think Chris didn't thought this part through that much. Either way, how the broken marriage that somehow happened to be marriage, how is it the broken more? Well, that's the murder part, and the schizophrenic episodes come from. Before that, let me introduce you to our characters. The devil is literally the devil, what can I say? A monk, which actually this monk is supposed to represent the spiritual of Buddha Hinduism. Because, yeah, of course, religion is going to be involved in this. The hand, I think it represents doctors. I'm not quite sure. The tree, which is Tom, it's us. Daisy, and our little alien. Oh boy, I hate this one in this game. We get to that. We know that Tom is a schizophrenic, and he has a schizophrenic episodes, right? Then we go further, and pretty soon we know by this character that normal people have been represented by that is like this. So we have a church, we have a death, we have a marriage. So we go from marriage to church to murder. Okay, that's a weird tangent. Got it? You die, you go to church for your burying and everything. You marry, you go to church. That's how these three parts are connected together. And this is actually very consistent with how a schizophrenic episode works, because it's super abstracted. That's why so many people with schizophrenia go insane, because they try to make sense out of the abstracted things they hear and they see. Another thing about this abstraction is that schizophrenic people see people that are important to them different than other people. Other people almost look the same in a schizophrenic episode. So the fact that you see all persons almost the same is that they're not that much important to Tom, which is our character, but we notice that some people are different. Well, that's Doctor, because he's a schizophrenic. He has gone to doctors a lot. There's Daisy, his wife. I get to this alien because this alien caused a whole lot of trouble in his life. I couldn't get more clues to connect to each other because, well, there's not much clue until you get to this map. This map is one of the maps that I hated at the start, but loved it later. Because at the start, this map is very vague. It fades in the distance as well. So I was lost in this map for about an hour in a stream. That's why I hated it. But then I gone forward and I noticed there is so many lore clues in this map right here. And this map is actually a representation of an entertainment facility called the Indigo Entertainment Building. And at some point I suspected, okay, maybe Tom have gone in this entertainment to be entertained, then got the schizophrenic episode. Later on, a couple of maps have added that Tom was working in entertainment office facility type of thing, and I got suspected maybe he's working in Indigo Entertainment, and I turned out to be right. Here's the dialogue.
Tom entered the door to his left. It was the door into his office. But something was different. The light in his room was a different color and his computer screen was blue, with the text "Press any key to begin." Tom pressed a key on the computer screen and a weird face appeared on it.
We got another clue that Tom is working in an Indigo Entertainment facility, which makes sense where Indigo comes from, the name. Then, at the start, I was thinking this arcade game right here is Tom playing the arcade game and then having a schizophrenic episode about it. But if you think about it, and the arcade game is in the Indigo Entertainment facility, and Tom is a worker there, which from the type of work he was doing, he was either a programmer or a designer. It would make complete sense that it was Tom who was one of the developers of that game. This arcade game is about aliens invading the Earth, and you should defeat the aliens, right? That's where our little alien comes in play. When he goes in a couple of his schizophrenic episodes after the development, he hallucinates a couple of people with aliens. So what he does, he shoots them. And that's our murder part that is happening. Another part that I was like, okay, something is not right here, is that, of course, when you commit a murder, it's going to affect all of your life aspects, including your marriage, right? So I was like, it makes sense why it made Daisy regret, but the regret and suffering she has for it is kind of unusual. Why is that? Until I noticed this. What the hell? Am I molesting an alien? I killed him? we can't pet the aliens at some point, and then we pet them too much, they explode and die, and we go back and assemble more from 3D. I understand there's like a kind of abstraction here between modeling in 3D and having a baby. This tells me that some of the people that Tom have killed was their child. When I thought I have got everything together, I got to this part which there's a time had not killed me. I was like, yay, at least I don't have a clue that I'm the right track. Chris had a commentary on the game and it said this.
You know, Tom killed Daisy. Did Tom kill himself? Did Daisy kill herself? Like, these are all ideas that there's no really right or wrong answer. I feel like there's enough information for most people to draw their own ideas.
I don't think Tom killed Daisy nor himself.
I think that I don't know, that it's all a simulation and it doesn't matter and everything's a dream. But that's like the lamest thing anyone could do.
Wait, every part of this game is dream?
Story, so let's say that yeah, Tom did.
Okay, that's
let's say that.
a little bit disappointed me. You know that's not very helpful, right? I was banging my head against the wall because if I wasn't wrong, it wouldn't keep on the track. Both on the both sides that Chris said, oh, there's murder happening here, directly implied that there's a murder happening. And that's what I thought, okay, maybe the person that got murdered is not important, which was before I figured out it was their baby. But that wasn't the case. You know, he's a smart guy, and he added a little twist there. It is the twist that got me off guard. Oh boy, when I heard this, I was conflicted.
After a heated conversation with Daisy, Tom picked up a knife. Tom woke up covered in blood, next to Daisy's lifeless body. It's just a simulation, right? I didn't actually do this, he thought to himself. I just need to wake up from this simulation. But there was no simulation. There never was a simulation.
Because from one side, Chris is saying this is a simulation theory. The lore is not important. From other side, we have a narrator that says this is a simulation, right? But it wasn't simulation after all. Never has been. Why? Which way should I believe here? But maybe we can go based on the GLaDOS that says the companion cube cannot speak. It's a simulation theory. It's not important. So interpretation of it in a way means this is not a simulation and it is important. Okay, Chris? So I have figured most of it out, but what the hell is going on with the mushrooms? Because there's so many mushrooms scattered throughout the maps, and in the specific map that like clicked my brain that this is about a person that has a schizophrenia was with collecting mushrooms. That was until I got this encrypted message in the game, and decoding it caused me to understand that oh boy, this is the Tom medicine from the doctors. I was about to say that those mushrooms are creating that medicine, but turns out that medicine is for finding corrupted cells like cancer cells, and it comes from this flower. And actually this flower tracks with all other pictures of Daisy, so that those are not mushrooms, those are roots of this flower, meaning that Daisy is curing and finding the pain of Tom. I think like that's why Daisy's always worked up on, hey, use your medicine. But there's a bunch of Japanese in it as well that I have not decrypted already. These wall writings doesn't mean anything. I asked a Japanese person, an actual Japanese person, I sent him the screenshot and said, hey, what this all mean? And he said, these are just gibberish. This doesn't mean anything. They are put in the random places. Other parts, enjoyable Tokyo, but the letters are reversed. Literally, he wrote that. The taste of trash. Ah, funny, Chris. I don't know what it means. 666. funky time. Happy birthday, Bob. This is the waste of time. I agree. Putting time to translate these Japanese writings were completely waste of time. And there's a Japanese speech going on, which I have gone through them. It wasn't in this.
山で寝なまじものをさよふけて傾くまでの月を見しかな。玉のおよたえなばたえねながらえばしのぶることの
This is the first Japanese line in the whole game. It didn't have any Japanese line. And they are a Japanese old poem, which is interesting. There's like 3 poem lines in that voice. I can't sleep peacefully, so I'll watch the moon until it starts to set late into the night. The second one, if the threads of the jewel breaks, it will not break. If you continue to hold on, you will become more patient. I think it means that Tom and Daisy both are trying to figure out what the hell they're supposed to do with the situation and be patient with each other. The third one, I wish I could meet you once more in these memories outside of this world. Let me get this straight. Daisy is alive. Tom tried to kill the Daisy. Tom says I wish I could meet you once more, but Daisy is alive as well. So there's something else going on in here. Indigo Parallel Schrödinger. Daisy is alive and dead at the same time until Tom opens his eyes. Okay, no, seriously, Daisy is not dead. Basically, Tom attempted to kill Daisy, and it was after they killed their child. Because remember that voice line? A heated argument. What can cause a heated argument except you kill your own child? Of course. Then he gets angry and he attempts to kill Daisy, but Daisy survives at a hospital. Because between them, I can assume that in the hospital there were 2 beds beside each other. One bed is Daisy that hospitalized because she got injured. At the other side, we got Tom being hospitalized because of probably a schizophrenic episode. Oh, by the way, Daisy is a Japanese influencer, probably part of the idol culture. So that actually wraps up the mushrooms in hand of Daisy as well. When it's in the hand of Daisy, she's trying to give the medicine to Tom. A bunch of other Japanese writings spoke with other person. And life. Hot dog. Happiness. Pink. Oh, by the way, you want a funny line? Benefit's right. Try me to convince me otherwise. This was my theory about the lore of Indigo Parallel. A game theory. Bye-bye.